From the bottom row, we know that 2 triangles and a square makes 18. So if we look at these 2 triangles and a square in the first row, obviously makes 18. So that means that the triangle plus 18 makes 25. So that means that the triangle must be 7. And of course, if the triangle is 7, then in the second equation we can see that 7 plus 7 is 14, so this will have to be 4. Same thing with this one. You can see 2 circles and a cloud is 16. So these 2 circles and a cloud is 16. So that means that 1 cloud must be 12 to make 28. Now, if a cloud is 12, that's 12. You see in the first row, then we're missing 4. So each of the circles must be 2. So that's the result for question 2. Same here. So you can see that this from the first row is actually 10. So 2 stars plus 10 makes 22. So a star, each star must be 6, mustn't it? And then if a star is 6, this shape has to be a 4. Same again. These 2 together, we know from the first row, have to make 11. And that leaves 16 for 2 of these shapes, so each one must be 8. And if this is 8, then this has to be 3. Okay, now this is where we get a little bit more complicated, because you can see even if we replace these 2 by 9, we're still going to be left with circles and squares. Yeah, so that's going to cause us a problem. So what are we going to do? Well, what we're going to do is realize that a circle and a square make 9. So these 2 together make 9. And this circle and this square together will also make 9. So that's 18. So we're only missing this one. So you can see that 18 and 5, yeah, 5, makes 23. So we now know that the square is 5. So this is 5 and circle is 4. Okay. Okay, similar thing here. What are we going to do this time? Well, again, this time what we're going to have to do is double the top row. Okay, this time. So we know that a square and 2 of these shapes make 8. So imagine I had another square and this shape, just draw it as a star. That would also make 8. Okay. Now then we would have a situation where from the bottom row 2 squares and this star shape makes 7. So basically 2 of those plus a star makes 7. Okay, so that whole thing is 7. So all we're missing now is the 3 stars, because we know that these 2 together all together make 16, don't they? So 3 stars is missing, and we've got 7 plus 3 stars makes 16. So 3 stars must make 9, so a star must be 3. So that means that these are 2 each. So this is a situation where you have to kind of double a row so that then we can use the method we were just using. Okay, what are we going to do for this one? Well, this time we're going to double the bottom row. Actually, let me try it like this. So if I've got this, I can double that. So here we go. So we've got obviously 2 of these rows, if you put them together, would make 36. And 2 triangles and a star is 16. So basically these 2 and this one, so I can't write on the top of that bit, but these 2 triangles and that star make 16, and we're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars, and that has to make 36. So can you see that 5 stars must be 20? So 5 stars are 20, each star must be 4. So that if you look at the top row, then triangle must be 6 each, mustn't it? 6, 6 and 4 gives you 16. So that's how we do that one. Okay, again, now how are we going to do it this time? Well, probably a good idea is to triple one of the rows. So I'm going to triple the bottom row. Oops. Triple the bottom row. So basically this is tripled. Oops. So I have this. Now how does that help me? Well, now you can see 3 of these star shapes and 1 cloud is 10. Okay. Now altogether all these 3 rows add up to 66, but I know that 3 of those star shapes and 1 of the clouds makes 10. So basically 10 plus, and then I've still got these 2 clouds, these 3 clouds and these 3 clouds to make 66. So that's 2, so that's 8. So 8 of the clouds make 66. So 8 clouds, yeah, must be 56. So that tells me that a cloud must be 7. So if this is 7, we can see that each of these must be 1s. Okay, number 9. Sure why that's not working. There we go. Okay, so what are we going to do this time? Now, this one is slightly different because it seems like whatever you do, it doesn't work out. But in this case, we can use a slightly different method because we can see that 1 triangle is worth 2 squares. So actually, instead of this this triangle here, we know it's the same as 2 squares. So if we replace that with 2 squares, because it's worth the same as 2 squares, we can see that 3 squares makes 15. So that tells you that each square must be 5, okay? And that means that the triangle must be 10. So it all works out. Okay, now we can use a similar method here, slightly more complicated, because 2 clouds is worth is the same as 3 circles. So probably a good idea would be to think about what is 1 cloud worth. Well, if 2 clouds are worth 3 circles, then each cloud must be 1.5 circles, mustn't it? Okay. So then in the second line, each of these clouds I can replace by 1.5 circles. That's all these circles. Okay, so how many circles have I got all together? So 22, well 1.5 and 1.5 and 1.5 is 4.5 plus another 1 whole circle, that's 5.5 circles. And if I do 22 divided by 5.5, it'll tell me what 1 circle is worth. And that is 4. So 1 circle is worth 4. So 4, 4, 4. That's 12. So each of the clouds must be 6.